All right, so today I want to address a problem that I see starting in Wuthering Waves, and thankfully it is something that I think Kuro could fix, but the longer that they go without addressing it, the worse I think it's going to be. And this really, I first started seeing this once we got the drip marketing for 1.2 about a week ago, where we got the info that Zeji, if I pronounced that wrong, you can let me know in the comments. I'm still not fully sure how to pronounce her name properly. So we got her, and we have Zhangli Yao as our limited 5 stars for 1.2. I think they're definitely not as cool overall as like Jinxi, Changli, Yinlin, or even Jian, but then again, we don't really know anything about them because they haven't even appeared like too much in game yet, at the very least, if at all. So we'll see once they actually have content in the game and see, because characters do grow on people as we actually like, get content of them. But when I saw this drip marketing, I realized that we are not getting any new 4 stars in 1.2. And then I realized too, we haven't gotten a single new 4 star ever since the launch of the game. Now you might be wondering, but why is this such a bad thing? Because players are going to want to get 5 stars, right? But I do think when looking at this from a free-to-play perspective, it's actually a big problem if a game goes for a good amount of time, especially in the beginning, without releasing new 4 stars, because that's going to make the banners way less valuable the longer you play the game. And to look at this, I brought up the banners we've gotten so far for, or at least all the confirmed banners for Wuthering Waves that we've had ever since launch, right? So starting out with Jian. So on Jian's banner, Donjin, Chisha, and Mortefi were all featured, and it's the first banner, so nothing crazy there. Then for Yinlin's banner, which was right after, we had Taochi, Alto, and Yanwu featured. They were all featured, it's the first version, so they were all featured for the first time, which we do love to see that, right? Then we get to 1.1, which is where we start to see some, repeating characters. So on Jinxi's banner, which is still out for about a week from when I'm recording this, we have Sanhua and Yang Yang, who were not featured on a banner yet, so it's good for them. But then Donjin is featured here again, so that is our first repeat 4-star feature, which again isn't the worst thing in the world. But once I get through this, I'll tell you all why I think it could be bad if we don't get any other 4 stars. Then they did show Chang Li's banner. Let me actually scroll down to it here. They revealed that Chang Li is going to have Taochi, Baizha, and Mortefi featured on her banner. Now, Baizha's great because this will be her first banner that she's featured on. I don't know why it took them so long, but then Taochi and Mortefi are both going to be featured for a second time because Mortefi was featured on Jian's banner, and then Taochi was featured on Yinlin's banner. And yeah, so like at this point, like super early on, it's not that big of a deal, but I do think that, especially since for 1.2, since we know that the only new characters are going to be Zeji and Zhangli Yao, that means that their banners are going to have some combination, most likely, of the 4 stars that have only ran once. Except for maybe Baizha, because she is running on Chang Li's banner right before 1.2. So we could even see either Taochi, Mortefi, or Donjin, being the characters that have ran twice already, run for a 3rd time. And the reason that that's so concerning is because for players who have been playing the game for some time, have been pulling on, whatever banners, getting whatever characters they want, they're going to hit a point rather quickly that they are really not going to be able to benefit as much from the featured 4-star selection. And I think especially for a free-to-play player or even like a low-spending player, I think that the 4 stars are super important because for one, for Wuthering Waves, you got to have 3 teams. And I think that, especially with, at the point of the game we're at right now, especially for a free-to-play player, you're just not going to have enough there's not enough 5-star characters for you to run 3 teams full of 5 stars if you're not spending money on the game. So, and plus, some of these 4 stars are still really good, even despite them not being 5 stars. So if you're setting up the game to only have, like a very small amount of 4 stars, because there's only 9 4 stars in the game right now. So it's pretty obvious why we're seeing so much overlap already on the banners. And the longer they go, without releasing a 4-star. Let's say we jump to like 1.4, 1.5, and there still isn't any new 4-stars in the game. At that point, a lot of these 4-stars will have probably been on banners 3, 4, maybe 5 times at that point. And if you've been playing from the beginning of the game, you probably are already going to have those characters either a high amount of dupes or max dupes, and at that point they're just not going to be worth it for you at all. So you're really only going to be chasing the 5-star, which I think for free to play, I think that having a overall higher value on the banner with 4-stars you can benefit from, as well as the 5-star you want to pull for, is the best way to go and the best way to use your summoning currency. And I also do want to compare this as well with the 4-star situation in Honkai Star Rail, because I also have seen people here and there being like, oh, Honkai Star Rail hasn't released a 4-star in the past few versions, because the last new 4-star character they released, that wasn't either a new form of a character or or anything like that, was in 2.1, which we are getting close to entering 2.4. So it's been about a similar amount of time as Wuthering Waves. But the thing with Honkai Star Rail, I'm gonna pull up their character list here. So right now, there's as of 2.4 coming up, there's gonna be 22 4-stars. Technically 21 because one of them is March 7th new form, but of the 21 4-star characters, 13 of them were available at launch. So not only did Honkai Star Rail have more 4-stars than Wuthering Waves did, but as soon as 1.1 hit, we got a 4-star. We got Yukong. Then basically every version from 1.1 until 2.1, we got a new 4-star. So that expanded the 4-star pool a ton, which is allowing for this whole like banner situation to not feel nearly as bad in Honkai Star Rail because of just the vast amount of 4-stars that are available. And one of the 4-stars, being Herta, I'm pretty sure has never been featured on a banner. So you can even take her out of the equation too. So because of that, you are really just able to, because of how many 4-stars there are, you still can get a good amount of value. Like, even for me as a day 1 player for Star Rail, there's still 4-stars I don't have max dupes of. And if they're on banners, then that's just an extra bonus for me. So, all in all, I do think that having a wider, array of 4-stars is really helpful for the game overall, because if Wuthering Waves keeps with the current, the current amount of 4-stars, which once again is only 9, they're going to be repeating characters pretty often. Like, the fact that Mortefi, Tauchi, and Donjin have been on a banner in 2 versions in a row is a little concerning, and of course, the longer this goes on, the worse it gets. But let me know down in the comments below what you all think of this. I think it's not too hard of an issue to, fix for them. Obviously, they're going to have to make characters, write the stories and all that kind of stuff, but I think having new characters come out for both 4-star and 5-star, I think it's just going to benefit the game overall. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you all think. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, definitely be sure to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all next time.